Hello and welcome to Stories from Motorsports. I'm your co-host Justin Butler alongside Doug Kenny and our special guest this afternoon, Mr. Colin Mosack. How are you, Colin?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Going really good.
Good.
How's your day going?
It's been busy. Been good.
Very good. The race season turned out well for you?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good year, especially in the Trans Am stuff. Ended up throwing points there, so felt pretty good about that coming in as a rookie. So hopefully we can go for the championship next year and do a couple spots better.
Very good to hear, and we hope you can do that. So give our followers a little bit of a rundown of what you're known for.
I guess I don't really know what I'm known for per se, but I've been started in Legend Cars a couple of years ago, and then moved up to the late models. Rode for Junior Motorsports last year. And this year I've done a full season of Trans Am and TA2 with Sky Legacy, and that's really where I feel like we've been the most competitive in recent years, and able to get a win at Watkins Glen. But then just been running some late models on other weekends and ran a couple ARCA races as well this year.
That's really cool. So what made you get into racing?
Really, that's a good question. I never grew up around it. Nobody in my family really was involved in racing. I'd always just kind of been a fan growing up, and especially just in cars in general, street cars, that sort of thing. So for my 16th birthday, my dad and I did a racing experience at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It was actually the Mario Andretti one in IndyCar. And that's kind of where I fell in love with motorsports and wanted to see how I could, get in more race cars. And some people there kind of suggested for how old I was to start with Legend Cars. And so ended up being a year or two later, finally got in one and started running. Wasn't too serious at the time. I think that was 2017. Just kind of ran maybe 10 or 15 races or so, and then got with Dennis Lambert the year after that, and that's kind of when things got serious, and we ran, I think, 40 or 50 races that next year and won, I think, 25 or 30. So it's kind of, once we kind of had that success that second year, that's when we wanted to see where we could go with it.
That's really cool. Fire away, Justin.
So, Colin, talk to us about your ARCA experience this year. Where did you make your starts? And who were you driving for? And would you consider them to be good buddies of yours and good teammates and stuff?
Yeah, I only ran 4 ARCA races this year. I ran at Dover, was my first one back in May, and then I did Michigan, Milwaukee, and Kansas. And those were all for Tyler Young at Young's Motorsports. So that, our goal was really to run with them, to be able to just get some laps, to be able to run more of a full schedule next year. So that way when we go more full time, I at least had some laps and some experience. Didn't feel like I kind of could get a lot of the learning done out of the way this year, and then get in a little bit better car and go compete for some wins next year.
Awesome. So, would you say you will stay with Young Motorsports to further your racing career in ARCA?
I think we'll move on to somebody else next year. I'm not too sure who yet. We just have a couple guys we're talking to, so hopefully in the next couple weeks here we'll know for sure. But I think our plan is to run 9 or 10 ARCA races, mostly at bigger tracks. We might run some smaller tracks that are more relevant, like Bristol and maybe Iowa, that sort of thing.
Really cool. Just wondering, are your ambitions for the future NASCAR, or are you trying to go the sports car route?
It's still NASCAR. The Cup Series is still, my ultimate goal. So hopefully, I don't want to rush to get there. I want to make sure I'm ready each step of the way. So We're taking our time, but obviously that's where our end goal is in maybe 5-6 years, something like that.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So what made you go the Trans Am route, and what was the training like for the racing?
Yeah. Well, last year, at the end of the year, I did 2 Trans Am weekends. Lauren Rainier is somebody I work with that kind of helps guide us where we should go and some teams we should race with. And I know with road racing kind of becoming more relevant in NASCAR, it's something that's just becoming more important to be good at. And so I ran those 2 races last year just to kind of get a taste of it. I didn't really have any road racing experience before that, just a couple in legend cars, but it's obviously much different. And I really just enjoyed those races a lot. And we didn't want to run a full season ARCA this year, so it kind of just seemed like that was our good option to go get become a road course guy. And I knew my oval experience I had the last couple of years and could run that in between. So I just wanted to really learn how to road race and get good at it. And I've learned a lot racing with Scott and his dad, Scott Sr. And I think we did a little bit better than we expected to. So I think next year we want to get real serious and actually go for the championship. I think that could do a lot for us.
Definitely. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So you said you won at Watkins Glen, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
What was that like?
That was an awesome weekend. We've been really close a lot of the races this year. I think at Nashville, we led the first half of the race. And then I just made a mistake on a late restart and kind of gave it away. But I was able to learn from that, go to Watkins Glen and win the race on a restart, and then hold them off for the whole race. So it was good. We had a lot of speed that whole weekend, and it was we had a lot of bad luck this year, so it was really nice to have a whole weekend come together and be able to get a win.
That's really cool.
Be able to redeem yourself when it comes to restarts.
Yeah, that's right. I had to show them I know how to do it.
So you were the only guy that was able to really challenge Mike Skeen for the victory, is that right, in Nashville?
Yes, yeah. I started second behind Skeen and kind of followed him for maybe like 10 or 12 laps or so, and then I think I got him to kind of use up his brakes and was able to get on by him. And we were able to drive away for a little bit, and then just that restart, just made a mistake and gave him the spot back. So I know next year we'll have something for him, and then I really feel like we've had as much speed as he's had all year. Just learning how to race around him has really been the biggest thing.